get enough. I feel like I'm about to OD on them, you know? Welcome back to Eddie B TV. I am, of course, Eddie B. Nice to see y'all. And we are back at you again today for another reaction video. And today we're gonna get into some more Norm Macdonald today. Yeah. Well, I've done a couple of things with Norm Macdonald and regrettably started getting to him, unfortunately, after he died. But you know what, man? The man was still funny. I'm sure I would have gotten around to him eventually, but you know, skyrocketed up the schedule because, you know, like most idiot human beings, such as myself, we always tend to get the things a little bit too late, you know? But hey, man, I'm gonna brush that aside and we're gonna pay homage to one of the greats in Norm Macdonald. And this one here, I saw this one around, scrolling through videos of him to watch, and I didn't want to do it because the title didn't really, the title wasn't really clear enough for me to really get an idea. But then I was like, well, a lot of people have viewed this one, and I was like, nah, whatever. Let's just go ahead and see what he's talking about, because even though the title throws me off, I'm sure it's gonna be hella funny. So the title of this one is just gonna be called 12-Minute Joke. Okay, well, hey. Looking at the, let me see, the amount of time on this one, it is 12 minutes and some seconds, so it's a build up to the joke. But 12-minute joke, pretty accurate if you ask me. But yeah, man, we're gonna get into this one. Like I said, Norm Macdonald with 12-minute joke. And if you like this reaction, please like, comment, and subscribe to your boy. Keep everything going. All right. At least I'd like to hope that you guys are keeping everything going, you know. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into this one, man. Norm Macdonald with 12-minute joke right here on Eddie B TV. Let's do this. Here we go.
Now listen, man, I like the news. You guys like the news?
Not really, but
I always watch the news, and I'll tell you something about the news. I don't understand it. But it's for some reason I watch it. I don't even know why, but I think I'm supposed to or something. So I'll watch it, and then the guy will come on and he'll go, anyways, today the deficit. And then I'll go, ah, I've heard that word. And the guy goes, today the Dow Jones NASDAQ Composite Index is down. And then I go, that's not good.
nope.
Down. Up. I like when it's up. That's my opinion on the... Seems like there's too much news, like, you know, because now they have 24-hour news. Now, when I was a young boy, the news was half an hour. That was the whole news, you know. And a guy would come on and he'd have a tie, you know, and shit, and he would say the news. And it was a half an hour long. Now, it's 24 hours long. Now, it turns out that back in the old days when it was only half an hour, they had it about right. That's about all the news there is. Even then, there'd always be like a story, some fucking story at the end about a caribou or some horse shit. So there wasn't even enough to fill the half an hour. But 24 hours, way too long. So they have to keep repeating stories all the time and everything, and they'll make up stories, you know. They do that a lot, make up things that aren't really news stories, but they have to, you know, fill the 24 hours, you know. And the one I noticed that they make up a lot, this is the latest one I've seen. I see this all the time on the news. The newsman will come on and he'll go, good evening, everybody. This is the newsman. Whatever he says, he's not going to say that. And then he goes, our top story tonight, a lady has vanished.
okay.
That's the story. And then he goes, let's go outside where there's another guy. So then they cut to outside. And then there's a guy outside and he's like, hey, listen, how's it going inside? We're outside and we found out about this lady that vanished. Her name was Janice, and they found her car here in the Taco Bell parking lot. And don't worry about the car, it's fine. But can't find hiding her hair of the lady. Oh, back to you. So then you're watching, you go, well, I don't give a fuck on account I never knew Janice in the first place. Matter of fact, I'm kind of happy it's Janice and not somebody I know.
That's real, though. I mean, that's how.
But then what they do is they start telling you about Janice, you know? And they go, hey, we found out some cool things about Janice. And you're like, no, that's cool. I don't want to hear it. They go, no, you want to hear it. They can't help themselves. So they go, let's go back to Bill. He's still outside. And how's it going, Bill? And Bill's like, it's all right. It's no inside, but it's cool. And anyways, we found out about Janice. Turns out she's a good lady. And we found some friends of hers, and here they are. And then, sure enough, they show a lady, and it says, friend of Janice. And she says, I'll tell you something about Janice. You want to hear about Janice? Janice is the type of lady that you could always turn to. You know, you ever want to turn to somebody? Like if you got a problem or something, and you feel like you want to turn? You ever do that? Or maybe your neck just hurts and you want to anyways. The point of it is that once you swiveled your head over this way, the person you'd most want to see in your eye line would be Janice.
Well, how about Janice?
And then they have another friend of Janice that wasn't the first one. And she'll go, I'll tell you, Janice, oh my God. She was the type of lady that she could walk into a room and light up the whole room, you know? And she didn't have a fucking lighter, not like that. She would just somehow, through sheer tyranny of will, she could somehow illuminate a room. I don't know. And that would be Janice's third friend lady that's not one of the earlier two. And then she goes, I'll tell you about Janice. Is that who you're asking about, Janice? Janice was the type of lady that you could be talking to your best friend in the whole world, and then Janice come in and you go, fuck you, I'm talking to Janice. Because Janice is better than you. Come on, let's face it. She's better than all of us.
Oh, man.
So anyways, then you're at home, and you start liking Janice, you know what I mean? You start getting invested in her. You go, God damn, that Janice is a cool lady. I would like to meet her one day. That would be a lot of... Fuck, I forgot she vanished. Just my luck.
I know, man.
They'll find her.
They won't find her.
Then you get hope. That's not good. I don't give a fuck what Obama says. Hope is never good. Don't try it. It never works out. So you go, oh man, they'll find Janice. They're putting pictures up of her on telephone poles. I think that had worked once. And then the news keeps showing you more things about Janice, you know? And they'll show you like the home videos of her. You're like, God damn, look at that. She's eating a pizza. I like her hair like that.
Oh, boy.
They'll find her. And then you become obsessed with Janice. It's all you can think of, you know? You're at work, fucking just can't wait to get home, agonizing over Janice, you know, and thinking about her with eating pizza and shit. And then you go home, and your nights are just fevered dreams of, you know, Janice and bangs and shit like that. And all you can do is turn on the TV and hope, and you know, and then one day, you know, they go, hey, more news on Janice. Here's Bill, he's still outside, and then Bill is like outside, and he's like, here we are. Where, as you can see behind me, they are scouring the woods. They're still searching for Janice, you know. And then you go, oh fuck, not the woods. You know, that's not.
Yeah. Oh man.
Nothing good ever happens in the woods. I've seen enough of these fucking stories to know that Janice ain't coming bounding out of the woods anytime soon. That's it. It's like, hey, what's going on, everybody? I just taking a stroll through the woods. What are you taking my picture for? I just take a stroll through the scraggly woods.
Oh, man, what is wrong with them?
Now, if they find you in the woods, they always find you in the same place. Every time, they will find you in a shallow grave.
Oh, man.
I don't know why they don't just look there in the first place. That's, If I was the police chief, I'd go, listen, I want every shallow grave in the vicinity checked out. I want to clear up this case by Tuesday on account of I'm running for DA or whatever. But doesn't shallow grave seem a mite rash? You know, like these serial killers are supposed to be so shrewd and cunning and everything, you know? At least according to the TV movies I've seen. And, but then when it comes time for the grave, they get a little hasty, you know? They're like, there you go, 3 twigs and a leaf. That ought to do it. That doesn't look like Janice anymore. I don't recall Janice ever wearing 3 leaves and a twig. Oh, well. Guess I'll go home and await the authorities now.
I can't deal with it, man.
You gotta prepare these things, you know? You gotta be a little smarter than that. You know? What I would do, and I would never, ever kill a lady in cold blood. I wouldn't.
Not in cold blood.
I know I say that now. I don't really know. I can't predict the future, but I don't believe I know there's no river long enough doesn't contain a bend, but I believe that right now, and it might just be vanity, I don't think I would kill a woman in cold blood. But if I did, I would plan it out very carefully, you know, because there's a lot at stake. You know, you think about it, you probably, you know, probably lose your job. I don't know what happens. That's a blemish on the old CV, you know.
Wow.
Even in today's enlightened society, there remains a stigma to being a psychosexual sadist.
Really?
But what I would do is I would look at the lady, I would select a lady, and then I would follow her habits. You understand what I'm saying? Like I would watch her very carefully, you know? And I go, hey, I notice that every day she goes to that cheese sandwich shop, and then she comes out with a little paper bag. I'll bet you anything there's a cheese sandwiches in there. You know? So then I keep that in my head, you understand?
I'm willing to bet
Then
on
I'd
that.
say, hey, I notice every Wednesday evening she goes with her other lady friends and they go down to the YWCA and they play basketball with each other, which is fine nowadays, you know? So what I would do is on Wednesday I would go down to the YWCA and what would I be holding in my right hand in the parking lot but a cheese sandwich. So then she would eventually come out of the YWCA, you know, all sweaty with her, you know, her ridiculous 3-colored ball and everything there, you know. And then I'd be standing there.
Oh, my God.
And then she'd go, hey, what's in your right hand? And I'd go, nothing. I'd be coy, you know. And she'd go, there's something in your right hand. I'd go, listen, lady, who knows more about what's in their right hand? You or me? I believe, oh, this. Now, this is just a cheese sandwich. Why, you like them or something? I got a whole fucking van full of them over there. Right over there. Yeah, that craziest looking fucking van you ever saw? That's filled with cheese sandwiches. You don't have to have cheese sandwiches in the van, by the way. If you're, unless you want to be known for your detailed work, it's not really necessary. Then I would get the lady in the van and I would drive her to a remote area, an area most known for its remoteness. That's what I would look for. And anyways, I'd take her to the remote area where I'd constructed a shed. And then I would get her in there and I would do that thing that makes me feel like God. And then her screams would just bounce off the walls and echo out into nowhere and never touch the ear of civilized man again. And then I would take her body to the woods and bury her in a very, very, very deep grave.
I can't deal with this. Okay. Oh my God, no, you gotta be kidding me with this. Okay, first of all, Norm Macdonald with 12-minute joke. What is wrong with this man? You know, I said that, oh man, okay. Oh, let's get settled here, okay. I said that if a title is too vague or if it doesn't like register to me that it might be funny, I usually don't click, but now I don't have a choice now but to roll the dice on this now because 12-minute joke, man. I don't know what it is, man, but I swear, Norm Macdonald, I don't know really how to describe him, you know, it's just like when you look at him on stage, you look at him and you're thinking to yourself, you know, this guy has a very like, kind of delivery, you know, it's just so straight and narrow, but at the same time, his straight and narrow approach has the audience always going up and down with the laughter, man. It's just, it's insane, man. Though I could not stop laughing at the whole last half. Like, I don't believe this, man. I've never seen, I'm gonna watch this whole special eventually, man, but man, I don't understand why. Like, I think Norm Macdonald should have been on the level of like a Dave Chappelle or George Carlin and all that, because like, whether you guys think he is or not is whatever, man, because I think so, and I'm sure a lot of you do too, man, but whew, my goodness. Let's go ahead and unpack a couple of things, man. He was talking about the news, so I guess that's a very easy thing to unpack, but, okay. Whew, I'm just trying to get myself back here all the way through. Whew. The news is absolutely depressing. You know what I mean? And I think I did something about the news with Richard Jenny. In fact, I did one with him, and he was talking about it. But you know what, man? There was a time when the news was only on for like half hour, something like that. I mean, my earliest recollection of it growing up, you know, if I happened to be home on a weekday, you know, because I was in trouble in school or something, which was quite frequent, my grandmother would be in the living room. She would be watching The Price is Right, and then it would lead to The Young and the Restless, and then it would lead to the news at noon, and then it would lead to the news in the evening. So altogether it was about 3 hours worth of news that I could remember growing up. Now, what he's talking about, he was older than me, so I mean, like he has a better recollection of what it was like to have only a half hour news. But man, it's like some of the things they say on the news, it's so not newsworthy to the point where you're like, these people are getting paid to talk about this stuff, you know? And oh my goodness, look who's talking. I'm on a reaction channel, for crying out loud, right? But all right, focus. But man, yeah, he's right, you know what I mean? Not a lot of newsworthy things, you know, but they would always pump it on the air, and then you'd be sitting there just like, is this it? You know what I mean? Like, what am I supposed to do with this? But yeah, you know, but when people get kidnapped or vanished or whatever, it's always interesting to me who it is that they cover, you know? And you'd be thinking like, well, I've known quite a few people that were kidnapped, you know, and I never saw them on the news of their vanishing or nothing like that, but it's like the only people that vanish are the ones that people feel are so important. And the way that they do talk about the people that disappear, it is really, it's a lot of overkill, really, in my opinion. Not to say that these people weren't, you know, good people or nothing like that, but it's like, a lot of times we talk about people that are vanished or whatever, like, it's like, yeah, they've done some asshole things too before. I'm actually quite certain of it. But you know, it kills me, man, because the way that the news is going on these days, exactly what it said, 24-hour news, like really rehashing the same old thing. And even growing up in my youth, when I was talking about my 3-hour version of the news, you know what I mean, noon, a little bit of evening and late night, they would always go, okay, to recap. I'm like, to recap? You already told us this. Tell us more new stuff. Oh, there is no new stuff. Then cut this off so I can watch some good TV. But they would never do that, man. It was always infuriating as hell. But yeah, man. He kept it going, man. He dragged this out for 12 minutes. And not only was it dragged out to the point where you were like, oh, he's dragging this out. No, you were like, he's dragging this out. Because it was that funny. The way he describes things is almost as like you're sitting there like, yeah, why do I take this seriously? Or why do I react this way when I hear this? Or it makes you really reevaluate your interest in things, you know, because a lot of people are phony when it comes to their interest in things, you know. They like to say they're interested in things because they make them think it'll make people think they're a good person or something. But you don't have to be interested in everything to be considered a good person, you know. Just don't disrespect people, don't hurt people, just don't be an asshole, you know. You know, it's as easy as that. But you know what? A lot of people on these newscasts, you know, they like to make it seem like more complicated to be a good person. And I don't get that, but hey, it is what it is. But talking about when people get lost in the woods, now that right there was really killing me on the inside, because it's like, anytime you ever hear about someone being found in the woods, I'd be willing to say 99 times out of 100 that they're dead. And that's a sad, sad realization to come to, man, but it is real. I mean, the one case that you might hear, somebody was trapped out somewhere in the woods or somewhere like that, and they come out alive, they're usually, you know, dealing with a lifelong ailment, you know, for the rest of their life, you know, or they got a limb cut off, something like that, whatever, or they got like a frostbite, you know, it's just always something that they have to deal with for the rest of their life if they're found alive. And that's just like crazy, man. But I gotta be real with you though, man. If I was ever one of those 1 out of 100 people that got found, I'm like, do me a favor and get that damn camera out my face, man. Don't take no pictures of me. Don't release my name. I don't want to do no interviews. I don't want to do nothing, man. Like, leave me alone, man. But yeah, man, I just never hear, you never hear about stories like that too often. You know, I prefer to hear about it, you know, because even though I have a perverse mind to a degree, and I like seeing twisted things on the internet, if I didn't see these things, then it wouldn't ruin my life. I would just find something else to be interested in, you know? I used to watch gore sites, you know what I mean, and things like that, because, you know, I like to really like stress my nervous system a lot, you know, and trying to figure out what I can handle, what I can't handle. And if I was ever to be confronted with something like this, man, I'm not gonna just sit there and like be frozen in shock and then all of a sudden get my head cut off too. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta stress it a little bit, you know, you gotta train yourself to realize that the world is not all sunshine and rainbows, you know what I mean? But hey man, hopefully people got their heads right in that regard, you know, because I would hate to really hear about, in all honesty, you know, all jokes aside, I would hate to hear about someone that I didn't know or even someone that I did know vanishing under some messed up circumstances, man, because you don't even want to know the end result, man, because I've seen some shit in my day, man, and it has not been pretty. It took me a little bit to like just to get past the visuals, you know, but man, it's a trippy thing to know that something horrible could have happened to somebody like that. You just minding your own business one day, somebody snatch you up, and for some reason nobody seems to notice. Me, I look around and I just kind of like, I talk and I look around and I listen all at the same time, way too much for somebody to get away with something like that around me, man. One time, and I shit you not on this, man, I'm gonna wrap this up afterwards, but one time I was just sitting, I must have been like maybe 50 feet away from this person, you know, and I was just like eating my food, and I was at a food court in a mall a long time ago, and I was just eating my food, minding my business, and then for some reason, my eye, looking at my food here, but at the corner, I could just see something going on that wasn't right. So then all of a sudden I was like, and then I just looked up real quick, and all of a sudden somebody was trying to jack somebody's shopping bag, you know, and apparently, I found this out later, it was a dumb thing on this person's part, but the person had not only the items that they shopped for, but that their wallet, cash, ID, everything in this bag. You know what I mean? I was just sitting there like, oh man. But I noticed it, and the person was trying to run away and sprint because the person had just gotten up for just a couple of seconds to get a napkin and a straw or something, and I was just like, hey! And sure enough, the person noticed that the person was running away with their bag. They chased after him, tackled him. He tried to beat the hell out of him, but he ended up, getting separated. The dude got arrested. Dude still had stuff. So hey, that was a good story there. But if I had to scream, notice that he would have been asked out money and probably a good pair of shoes, and a jersey that he got. If I remember that right. But hey, man. The news is the news. It needs to be shrunken down a little bit, and the news actually has to be important news. Let's just hope for that outcome one day. All right, man, that's gonna be a wrap on this one, man. One more time, Macdonald, who a 12-minute joke. And if you like that reaction, please like, comment, and subscribe to your boy. Keep everything going, like I always say. So yeah, man, I know I probably yacked a little too much. It was a 12-minute clip, but I don't care, man. I gotta unpack some things, man, because for a man to be that funny, the more funny I get, and the longer the clip, as it turns out, the more I have to say afterwards, I don't know if I need to be a newscaster myself one day. I might have an act for it. Put a suit on me and just go, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the... No, okay, I gotta work on that intro right away, because what's up with this hand? I don't know. Leave me alone. All right, man, this is gonna be Eddie B TV signing off one more again here. Rest in peace again to Norm Macdonald, man. You were a funny ass dude. And this is just one clip of all the stuff that you've done. I've done a weekend update compilation, and I did another clip from this same special, man. But I gotta get to more of this, man, because he shreds on stage, man. He's just like his whole delivery just makes you really second guess a lot of little personality quirks that you have within yourself. And I think we all need to investigate that a little further, and maybe we can actually get along with people a little bit better, I would like to think that's true. How about you? All right, man. Thanks for tuning in one more time with me on this one. Love and appreciate y'all. Peace.